Hello, accommodation department. How can I help you?
Do you look after accommodation for international students?
Yes, we look after accommodation for all the students.
Good. I hope you can help me then. I've only just been accepted onto a postgraduate course, and I want to know if there is any accommodation available from this September. I know it's very short notice.
Yes, it is rather late, but I'm sure we'll be able to find you something. First of all, can you give me your name and student number so that I can find you on the system?
Sure. My name is Maria Teresa Gonzalez.
Maria Teresa Gonzalez. How do you spell that?
Gonzalez.
Thank you. Got it. And your student number, please?
SHU 300715PG.
SHU 300715PG. Ah, here you are. Department of Modern Languages.
Yes, that's me.
You now have 30 seconds to look at questions 4 to 7.
Okay, now there are several options for postgraduate students. Firstly, there is the Trigon. This is a new block near to the station and not far from the main campus. Accommodation is what we call cluster accommodation.
What does that mean?
There's a small group of rooms, usually 6, each with its own bathroom clustered around a lounge kitchen area which is shared.
Oh, I see. That sounds good.
They are very popular. The price for these is £99 per week, and we do have some availability left. However, for postgraduate students, there are other options.
And what are they?
There's another apartment block called The Cube, located near the west gate of the campus. Accommodation there is in 1 or 2 bedroom self-contained flats.
You now have 30 seconds to look at questions 8 to 10.
So, the cube is self-contained? How does that work?
Well, basically, they're just like ordinary apartments. Each apartment has 1 or 2 study bedrooms with ensuite bathroom, a lounge and a kitchen.
And what is the price of those?
For the 1 bedroom, it is £180 per week, and for the 2 bedroom, it is £110 per week for each person.
And can I choose who I share with?
If you have a friend and you would like to share with them, of course, we can reserve a 2-bedroom apartment for you both. Otherwise, you just have to share with whoever else is there. Obviously, it will be another woman.
I will have to think about this. Do I have to make a decision now?
No, but we don't have much accommodation left, so I can't guarantee that there will still be availability if you leave it too long.
Yes, that's fair. I have a friend in the management department who might like to share. I will speak with her and get back to you this afternoon.
Okay, fine. Do let us know as soon as you can.
I will do. Thanks for all your help.
My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.
Now turn to Section 2. Section 2. The Student Union is having a meeting to discuss how to help the community. As you listen, complete the summary by writing no more than 2 words on each line. First, you will have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
May I have your attention, please? We're going to start the meeting now. I'm very pleased to see so many people here. You obviously all know that the purpose of this meeting is to discuss how to help the community. Next month, the National Union of Students are running a National Community Week. They've asked us to cooperate in any way we can. The idea is that all students should give up some of their time to help the community.
Surely that's what we do in Rag Week. Does that mean we're going to do this sort of thing twice a year?
No, not really. The scheme is nationwide. It has 2 aims: to show the public that students are responsible members of society, and to show students ways in which they can give really practical help to the community. The National Union of Students haven't made any suggestions. They want the students in each area to work out their own schemes. And really, that's the purpose of this meeting, to think up some ideas about the sort of help we can give. Let's discuss now. Any suggestions?
It is Saturday morning. A group of students are going to help an old man in the community. As you listen, fill in the gaps numbered 15 to 17. Now you will have some time to look at questions 15 to 17. Now listen carefully and answer questions 15 to 17.
Where is Milkman Street? Is it far?
No, I don't think so. It's somewhere near. Oh, look there. It's just around the corner. What's the number again?
Number 8. Mr. Tyler, 8 Milkman Street.
Careful with those tins of paint.
I'll knock. The welfare office said that they'd written to him to tell him we were coming.
The curtains are all drawn. It doesn't look as if anyone's at home.
He's probably watching TV.
He's a long time coming.
He'll be pleased to see us, I'm sure.
Go away. I don't want any.
Hello, Mr. Tyler. Is it Mr. Tyler, isn't it? We're the student volunteers.
Engineers? I don't want any engineers. I've got a gas fire.
No, Mr. Tyler. We've come to do your decorating.
No, thank you. Not today.
Perhaps you could open the door, Mr. Tyler. We've come to paint your kitchen.
Well, why didn't you say so?
We can come again tomorrow, if it's inconvenient now.
No. It's all right. Don't stay there at the front. Come round the back. I never use the front door, only the back.
As a student volunteer, Diana is going to help an old lady in the community. As you listen, indicate whether the statements are accurate or not by writing A for an accurate statement, I for an inaccurate statement, or question mark if there is insufficient information. Now look at questions 18 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 18 to 20.
Who is it?
It's the student volunteer.
Hello, you're the student volunteer, aren't you?
Yes, good afternoon. The welfare office told me to come here. My name is Diana.
Yes, they wrote to me about this. Come in, please.
There, isn't that nice and comfy?
That's lovely, dear.
And warm too. It's really cosy in here.
I wish I could get about a bit more, like you young people. I could go out and see my son and my grandchildren. They live in Edinburgh, you know. I don't see them often. My son has got a lot of work. I used to go out to work. That was after my husband died. Never worked when I was married, though.
No?
No, never. He used to say a woman's place is in the home.
Yes, life's like that. I'll just dust these photos.
That's him, the one in the middle of the front row. His moustache was lovely. That was taken when he was in the army.
He looks very smart.
Yes, he was. I can remember it as if it were yesterday. Well, there we are. I want you to read a book to me. You know my eyes are not very good now.
Where is the book?
It's on my desk. It is Little Dorrit by Dickens. You know the bit I like? It's on page 201. It describes Little Dorrit's love for her father.
Ah, yes, here. She never left him. Nice and comfortable? Here, put this shawl around your shoulders.
My husband used to read this book to me.
She never left him all that night, as if she had done him a wrong which her tenderness could hardly repair. She sat by him in his sleep, at times softly kissing him. That is the end of section 2. Now you will have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turn to Section 3. Section 3. You are going to hear a conversation between two students about studying abroad. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 30. Now listen to the tape and answer questions 21 to 30.
Hey Mary, how's school going? Haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to?
John, good to see you again. I've been really busy the last couple of weeks. I'm applying to study abroad next year.
Really? So am I. I think it will be a great experience to be able to study in another country. What country do you want to go to? At first I wanted to study in Africa, but my parents really don't want me to go there because they think it will be dangerous. So now I'm thinking about going to Spain, Italy or Japan.
Actually, I think Africa would be a fascinating place. I would want to go there to visit. Maybe not to study, but definitely I would want to go visit. For next year, I want to go to either China or Germany to study. But my parents can't afford any European countries. So maybe...
Why China or Germany?
Well, I want to go to China because I think it's a really interesting country with a long history. Plus, it has been changing so much, and I think it is a great time to be there. I really want to improve my Chinese also, and I've been taking Mandarin courses the last 2 semesters. I would want to go to Germany because my mother is German, and I want to learn more about my cultural background. How about you? Why the countries you chose?
Well, I want to go to a Spanish-speaking country. I took Spanish in high school, so I figure if I go to a Spanish-speaking country, I'll be better off knowing some of the language already. But I have already been to Mexico many times, and South American countries don't have classes for my major, except for Brazil, but they mostly speak Portuguese there. I would want to go to Italy because I want to do a study about ancient Roman civilization. It has always been a dream of mine to go and see Pompeii and the volcanic ruins. Plus, my family has Italian roots and I love Italian food. I want to go to Japan mainly because my girlfriend was born in Japan and always tells me all of these fascinating stories about Japanese history and culture. I am a big fan of sumo wrestling also, so I've always wanted to see a sumo match in person. I really love sushi and almost all Japanese food. Recently, I have started to watch some Japanese baseball too. But of course, these are all secondary reasons. My main reason is of course my girlfriend and understanding her culture. I don't speak any Japanese though, so that is my major drawback. I think it is much better to go to a country if you can speak the language.
That's great.
When do you have to decide by? I have to finish all my applications this week. I'm really stressed trying to finish everything, on top of all my schoolwork.
I'm almost done with my applications. I just have to finish the Italy application. I think my last choice is Italy, so I'm doing that one last. How long do you want to go for? I think I'm only going to go abroad for 1 semester, or else I won't be able to graduate on time. I have many classes left until I can finish my degree, and I'm not sure if I will be able to take them studying out of the country. I think I might be able to study in Spain because my Spanish is fluent, but definitely not in Italy or Japan, unless they have classes offered in English.
I want to go for a year. I've heard that it's better to go for a year because you get a full experience and get a better grasp on the language. But I understand that most people can't finish their degree in time. It was hard trying to decide which country I would rather go to, but I think my first choice is to go to China. I know Germany will be great also. Either way, I will be thrilled to have the opportunity to study there. What's your first choice?
I really don't have one. Actually, I think I'm like you. Just being able to study in another country will be great. Either Japan or Spain will be awesome. Italy will be awesome too. But I've been there a bunch of times, so I think I prefer to go somewhere else.
Sounds exciting. We'll have to go to class now. It was great talking to you again. See you around next time?
Yeah, sure. See you around. Hope that everything goes well.
This is the end of Section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turn to Section 4. Section 4. In this section, you will hear a conversation between Fred and Liz. They are talking about sleep and dreams. As you listen, answer the questions by writing no more than 3 words for each answer. First, you will have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen to the conversation and answer questions 31 to 40.
Hello, Fred. You don't look so good. What's the matter?
I just didn't have a good sleep. It seemed I dreamed all night. Do you dream a lot when you sleep?
Yes, in fact everybody dreams, and everybody needs to dream in order to stay healthy. There are 2 kinds of sleep, active sleep and passive sleep. The passive sleep gives our body the rest that is needed and prepares us for active sleep, in which dreaming occurs. The dream stage is very important in our sleep cycle. When the person is dreaming, the eyes begin to move. Through the night, people alternate between passive and active sleep. The cycle is repeated several times throughout the night.
Do you know how long people usually dream during 8-hour sleep?
For about 1.5 hours on average. So we need active sleep because dreaming helps us to rest our minds.
I see. All people experience dream cycles.
Can you remember dreams? What did you dream last night?
Oh yes, it was terrible. I dreamed that I was chased by someone or something. I don't remember very well, so I was running all the time.
This is a very common type of dream. Over 70% of people have dreamed that they were being chased or pursued by something, and often in the dream they find themselves unable to flee for one reason or another. These often occur during periods of great anxiety and may be related to frustrating situations which are frequently occurring in their waking life. Anxiety dreams are amongst the most common types reported and are particularly common amongst women, 78%. Only 63% of men experience them.
How about dreams of violence?
Dreams featuring scenes of violence are much more common amongst men, 50%, than amongst women, 44%. The differences are not very great. Perhaps men are simply more likely to talk about violent things, and it must be remembered that women are often the most ardent fans of TV westerns and wrestling programs.
Are there any more kinds of dreams that men experience more than women?
Yes. When people are tight in finances, they often have dreams which involved finding coins, showering from a slot machine, or picking up money from the ground. About a quarter of men have had this kind of dream, but only 15% of women. This probably relates to the fact that money matters are more likely to preoccupy the male than the female.
Do you sometimes have dreams about falling?
Yes, it is a common type of dream too. Dreams about falling are very common, with about 75% scoring average. The most frequently reported is one in which typically one trips over something, stumbles or falls, and wakes up with a jump.
How do you explain this?
Psychologists now believe that these dreams do not have any great emotional significance, but are merely due to muscular spasms which take place on the threshold between consciousness and sleep. Well, dreams about flying or floating in the air are often considered to be related to an unconscious wish to escape from something. They are in fact reported by about 50% of dreamers. Dreams about the sea are also common. Women, 40%, are far more likely to experience than men, 27%.
What other kinds of dreams women experience more than men?
Dreams about famous people. Women are more likely to dream about famous people, politicians, pop stars, film stars, and the like, 33% than men, 27%. One very common dream, which almost certainly falls into the wish fulfillment category, is when people report that they are actually meeting famous people in their dreams.
What do you think of the recurring dreams?
Recurring dreams are very common too, 70% of people reporting them on an average. In most cases, recurring dreams are of a vaguely unpleasant kind and are almost certainly caused because the individual has a problem of a significant kind which he is unable to resolve in his waking life. The solving of this problem almost always leads to the disappearance of the recurring dream. Women are more likely to have recurring dreams than men.
That's so interesting. Well, what causes people to have bizarre dreams, such as dreams about the loss of teeth?
Oh, some psychologists believe that it's a memory dream, referring back to that significant period in your baby life when your teeth fell out. Another explanation is that you are suffering from low-level toothache, which is not enough to get through to the conscious mind, but which trickles through into your dreams.
Do you believe that dreams about the future will come true?
Well, dreams about the future, which come true, are very frequently reported, though it is fair to say that scientists are very doubtful about whether these are simply coincidence or genuine peeps into the future. Almost 30% of people believe that they have had at least one such dream.
That's so instructive. You are an expert in this field. Liz, how do you know so much about dreams?
Don't you remember that I'm majoring in psychology? I have done some research on the topic sleep and dreams.
Thank you so much. That is the end of section 4. Now you will have half a minute to check your answers.